I have a hot take.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with sports.
All right.
People are gonna hate me for this. I'll have a few that'll be in my corner,
Okay.
but Friends is better than The Office.
Okay. Yeah, disagree.
See, I know right off the bat.
I feel like that's a hot take, but I think there's definitely a strong group of Friends people that agree with you, and a strong group of Office people that would probably
Yeah,
burn.
I
it
do
out.
understand both are great shows.
You don't really like The Office, though, right?
It's okay, like it's not my favorite show, but I understand that it's a good show. Like people like it. I
Yeah.
just don't like that sense of humor. I would say, like when they're talking to the camera, type of stuff. Like I'll watch it. Like it's a good show, but I just I enjoy Friends more.
Yeah.
So no hate towards The Office.
I think that pretty much just depends on what you got into first. Like if you just happen to watch
Yeah.
Friends first, then you're gonna like that, and if you happen to watch The Office first, you're gonna like that. It's just kind of how.
Yeah,
it
you don't
goes.
really see both. Where like both the same person would say both shows are absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
There's always usually a divide.
That's true. Because people always have to, when things are compared, people always feel like they have to pick a side.
Yeah, like kind of like Michael Jordan and LeBron. Like everybody
Exactly.
thinks Steve Nash is the best basketball player of all time.
Yes.
Did you guys see MrBeast? Beast Games got renewed,
Really?
not just for one season, for 2 more seasons.
So they actually did it. You think it actually made money?
Oh, I'm sure they crushed it, 100%. I'm sure it was probably the most downloaded show, or I guess how do you say it, streamed show on across Amazon and across other countries.
Yeah. Gosh, dude, I do wonder. I wish they would release how much they made.
There's no shot.
They probably wouldn't. But it's a publicly traded company, so you could probably find it.
How you can, but I don't think they'll probably release it per
Not specific show.
Beast
Yeah.
Games. Yeah,
They'll just say how much they
what
made.
their Q2 revenue was or whatever it would be.
Yeah.
But it'll be cool because I know it takes multiple times to get really good at one thing, you know?
Yeah.
So they got the guinea pig season out of the way.
So you think it gets better?
Oh,
in
it's only
season
going to
two?
get, yeah, and the prize money is going to go from, what was it, total 5 million?
Well, the winner got 10 mil, but they gave away probably 30.
I think,
throughout the
yeah, I think
show.
it's at 45. So I bet it'll get up to $100 million.
You think about it, that's actually like, but I wonder how much it cost them to do the show.
They said they lost money on it. They said they went over their budget.
So, but I bet they.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know
Y'all
if
probably
I can
can't
see this
that, but
either.
we were touching toes. That was nuts.
Oh,
I
our
bet
big
they
toes
made
touch
money.
each other. Yeah, well, I think Amazon, yeah, probably more people downloaded Amazon and made Amazon subscriptions,
Yeah, dude.
which I found that interesting that he was allowed to upload on YouTube the full episodes while it was still going.
He just did half, right?
I thought he uploaded them all.
I think he uploaded like the first 15 minutes of each episode.
Oh,
Because I don't think they're on YouTube.
that would make more sense then.
I thought what was cool, and this is what's interesting. Jimmy always does this. Instead of having his secondary channel release all the behind the scenes content and stuff, he just invites other creators to come in and do those things.
It's my favorite part. I think I enjoyed watching the behind the scenes with John and Con and Samir and who else did it? The other guys. To watch that more than I actually enjoyed the Beast Games, I think. It was so cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
He's allowing more and more people to do that because he's spoiling things that's going on. Did you see the latest one when they did the basketball celebrity game? You know how they did the United States versus Brazil or the other countries? Did you see that?
Okay, no, I
And
didn't.
it was coached by Manu Ginobili.
Okay, I saw a basketball creator post about it.
Jesser, yeah, I think they all did it, and then Dante Frigo. But one of the creators that was filming like behind the scenes of that tournament they invited him to, or Jimmy was there, like invited him to behind the scenes of the studio and everything. They showed what's being filmed right now. This guy has 1 year to lose 100 pounds.
Wow.
And they built a whole compound for him to do it at. And he wins
wow.
$500,000 if so. But they were showing behind the scenes.
So that's a video
footage
happening
right now.
Wow.
And they were showing the set and they showed the guy and everything.
Wow.
Which I wouldn't think Jimmy would allow that. It's been so cool. He's just kind of like been an open book and be like, yeah, come do whatever you want.
But it's like just like that. Now we're talking about it on some random, not
exactly.
even,
It's great marketing.
It really is. It's kind of cool because for him, he's like, I don't need the extra however many dollars of AdSense. It's better for my overall brand if all these other people are posting about me. That's pretty cool.
It is, but it's been cool to see how he's just like, yeah, open doors. Come see what I'm doing. And did you see the other challenge he's doing that hasn't been released yet? Of the private pilots living in the private jet.
No way.
And they get to, if they live there for like whatever it was, 6 months or a year, they get to keep the private jet, but you can't leave the airplane.
Wow. Can you DoorDash stuff to
Yeah, I'm assuming that's just how it is. Or they.
But then you can just fly sometimes.
Yeah,
but what's
you
the
can
point of
fly wherever.
flying?
Well, if you want, like, I'm gonna go to Italy today. You can
Yeah.
just go fly at a.
Is he funding all the flights if they want to fly
Oh,
somewhere?
I'm sure it's freaking MrBeast.
Dang, dude.
Isn't that cool?
That's cool. That'll be a fun video.
Yeah.
See, honestly, it's like what I was just thinking right now. They do a season 2. I'm like, but how could he come up with more good ideas? Where it's like you say that every time, then he gets another.
Dude, he's
one.
been doing it for 12, 15 years.
Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Gosh, yeah, that's nuts. The private jet thing. Yeah.
Something that I also just rediscovered, it was on the newest. I cannot pronounce John's last name. It's like Ulesvi or Ules, whatever that guy used to work at YouTube. I don't know how to say his last
The
name.
one who was on Colin and Samir.
Yeah, and he did behind the scenes of. I mean, I'm just doing a disservice to him right now. But on one of John's YouTube most recent posts, it was with the Stokes twins. And someone said in the comments, your pacing's great. I don't have to listen to the podcast in times fast forwarding 1.5 or 2 or 1.25. I didn't realize, because I saw you do it as well. I didn't realize people listen to podcasts or like books or something
At higher speed?
At higher speeds.
Really?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, I pretty much everything that's not a sermon, I'm listening to faster for sure.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing. I've never done that until probably this past year. Certain podcasts or something or books, I'm now doing it in fast forward.
Yeah. Dude, you know what's crazy is when you like move it up a little bit, you're like, I'm not going to be able to follow this.
Yeah, then you do it more.
And then you do even more. And it's crazy how you don't really even hear what they're saying, but then you still retain the information
Yeah,
somehow.
it's crazy.
It's really weird.
I know it's hard for me not to listen to things and fast forward now.
It really is, yeah. I started doing it just because it would be like, if I'm driving to Franklin, I've got a 30-minute drive, and this is a 45-minute podcast. But I'm like, if I speed it up, and I get a full podcast.
Yeah, no, I get it.
You know?
And some people talk really slow and drag things out.
Some people, you can tell they're talking slower because they know it's going to get sped up. I feel like I get that feeling.
Really?
Like Huberman, I feel like he talks a little slow. Like I feel like he's like, and what's good about this is when you get in a cold tub, you get this release. And I'm like, there's no way you talk that slow in real life. But if you speed it up,
that would be
like,
hard to film a whole podcast talking like this when we just slowly space out our words.
I agree.
Did you see Iced Coffee Hour had Gary Vee on there?
I was wondering what that guy was up to. I haven't seen him in forever.
I don't know if it's an older episode or not, but I just saw a clip that came up. I'm like, I didn't know he was on. Let's see.
How's
Yeah,
Gary
it was
Vee doing?
2 days ago.
He's surely still
The
crushing.
title is "This Will Make You Insanely Rich. The Next 365 Days Will Make You Millionaire." Classic.
Sounds like a
I
Gary
haven't listened
Vee
to it
interview.
yet, but
Gary Vee, man. I feel like he jumped on the TikTok, and he's really good at being like an early adapter and things. But then sometimes I think that hurts him.
well, he's got that sports agency.
He does have a sports agent, which probably is amazing. Probably
Yeah.
crushes. But part of being an early adapter, especially if you're doing it financially, you're gonna end up having a miss sometimes. Like the NFT stuff, maybe that works out down the road. But he was like so gung ho about NFTs, he had to lose a ton of money.
I think a ton of people lost a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. Which maybe if they're holding it, it'll come back eventually. But
maybe in 20, 50 years from now.
yeah, the concept of NFT, I understand it. I just don't know if like the common man can understand it enough to like really make it that important.
I went to the dentist yesterday.
Nice.
And I hate the dentist.
It's not fun.
I have super
Your jaw
sensitive
sore?
teeth. No. What? What's up?
From just my jaw's always sore after the dentist.
I have super sensitive teeth and my gums, whatever. But I have a gap in one of my teeth. Like just like a gap.
Okay, yeah.
I have permanent retainers. This is two-part conversation.
Okay.
What's the point of the permanent retainers on the bottom if they don't go across all your teeth?
Good point.
So now they're moving because it's the ones that are outside the permanent retainers. Like, why don't you just go all the way across? So I went to Invisalign. I said, like, so what would that be? I said, I just want it on the top. Oh, you can't do Invisalign just the top. I'm like, my bottom teeth are perfect though. I don't need it on the bottom. It's like, oh no, you can only do it on both. I'm like, what? That's a scam. Guess how much Invisalign is?
$7,000.
$6,000.
Gosh, dude, that's crazy.
What a joke.
That's crazy. And I bet dental insurance is. People even have dental insurance? Is that a thing?
Yeah, I have dental insurance.
I have
but
it-
it's not covered. Invisalign's not covered with insurance. But so what's the point of getting braces? You take the braces off, you put on permanent retainers, but then you got to take the permanent retainers off to get Invisalign.
No, that's ridiculous. I totally agree with you.
Everything's
That's also that kind of just teed me off, the fact that you can't do just one side. Maybe they're like supposed to work together somehow, but
they said it had to do something with a bite. I don't know.
That makes sense. Like, you don't want to move these to where all of a sudden now they're hitting the tooth on the bottom, but it's like just make it where it doesn't do that.
So what would I do? Just get braces on my top teeth? Like, that's crazy, right? I noticed, I was Googling this, they can do braces on the inside of your teeth.
I've seen that. It's got to be so uncomfortable though.
Yeah.
It's got to be awful.
But I would only need it for like
a few of them.
I'm like, might as well just get freaking what are they called?
You had braces before.
Yeah, when I was 6th, 7th grade.
Is it not always weird seeing an adult with braces?
Yeah, we had a family friend that went through it with braces. I'm like, that is unique.
It's really weird looking. Like,
yeah,
it just trips your brain out.
Because you're used to a 10, 12, 13-year-old with braces.
Yeah, seeing an adult with braces it just makes you question things about them. You're just like, I don't have any reason to not trust you, but I just don't trust you because you have braces and you're
strange.
40.
I'm going to be getting braces now as a 30-year-old.
Well.
No, I'm just going to get veneers.
Veneers?
Yeah.
That's how much are veneers? There can't be.
Way more.
Are they? They're like 40 grand probably.
Yeah, I think it depends on which ones you get. And also, because you can just do like composite bonding that just go on top, but if you actually cut them down to little like pegs, then put them on there, and it's really expensive.
I've seen people do videos, and then dentists like come back and stitch those videos and talk about how like so many people are doing veneers wrong because they're shaving them down too much and just wrecking people's teeth.
It's tough. Rich people problems, dude.
Some veneers look bad too.
You can tell, yeah.
Like Grant's. Grant's look pretty crazy.
Team Chompers. Dude, he's got massive teeth.
Grant, your teeth look amazing, dude. Best veneers in the YouTube business.
What's up?
All right, rapid fire for you. Should golf have a shot clock on every shot?
Yes.
Dude, I'm excited to talk about that. Is pickleball just tennis for washed up athletes?
Yes.
What's tennis then? I'm just kidding. Should the NFL guarantee both teams get a possession?
And you're talking about in overtime?
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't say overtime, did I? But
that's
in there.
Yeah.
I just didn't read it. Yes, they should.
Technically, yeah, they both get possessions throughout the game, yes.
Overtime, yes. Would Tiger Woods have dominated the live format?
It depends on which like the Tiger we got in 2019.
Prime Tiger.
Prime, yeah, duh. I mean,
He would win every single, yes. Imagine you just get to ride the coattails of Tiger being on your team and live, and you just make so much money because Tiger wins every tournament for you. That'd be awesome. Should flopping be an automatic technical in the NBA?
Sure. Yeah.
It's kind of hard to determine what's a flop though now. Like sometimes it's clear, but sometimes it's like he did get hit,
just
but
look
did he
at
get hit
Draymond
that
Green
hard?
and Matthew Dellavedova. You're fine.
Facts. Is the Masters the best sporting event of all sports?
I can't talk from personal opinion because I've never been to a Super Bowl or a Final Four or anything. So, but in golf, yes, but I don't know about all sports.
Best event in golf. Let's think. We'll go down the line. Masters or NBA championship? NBA finals
I've never been. Like, I don't know.
But you can kind of picture the aura around them.
Because I think the Super Bowl is like one of the gang-ho things to go to.
Yeah.
But I've never
Super
been
Bowl.
to the Super Bowl. I would rather go to the Super Bowl than NBA finals for sure.
Yeah, unless
it's Game 7 in the finals or the Super Bowl, I'm still picking the Super Bowl.
I will say NBA, it matters who's playing, but NFL it doesn't matter who's playing.
No, the Super Bowl is going to be amazing either way.
Yeah. Also, and this is tough, but like there's so many, like there's 4 majors, then there's a PGA Championship where it's like there's so many big events in golf, whereas the Super Bowl is like the big event for football. So it's like there's no, like people have Masters parties, but it's not like everybody's having a Masters party like the Super Bowl.
Yeah, people that don't watch sports are watching the Super Bowl or going to a Super Bowl party.
Mm-hmm. But only people that really like golf are going to watch.
I think
Masters.
now in today's world, I think that's migrating though
It
to
is.
a lot more people that are watching the Masters together or watching golf majors.
Yeah.
Or the FedEx Championship. So
I think it would be really cool to go to some of the big tennis tournaments like Wimbledon.
I'd love to go to Wimbledon.
80,000 people in a stadium for tennis. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is wild.
That's crazy.
It's a lot of people.
It's a thing. I bet the stadium looked. I haven't even really looked at pictures of the stadium. I bet
really
it's
neat.
crazy.
Because like the bird's eye view, the court looks like it's itty bitty.
Gosh, that's
Yeah,
nuts.
because it's not a tennis court's tiny
Yeah,
compared to
really
a football
small.
stadium,
Yeah.
football field.
You think you can see the ball from the very top?
Well, there's jumbotrons, but I'm sure you could still see it.
That's probably a really cool event. It's also got that kind of like old money feel, kind of like Kentucky Derby. Yeah. Did we talk about Kentucky Derby last time? I lost $20.
Who'd you vote on?
I just went to ChatGPT and was like, who should I bet on? And I picked the number 1 and like the number 7 because I felt good about 7, but then the number 2 won. It was 1 to 5 odds. Could have made some dough.
But you didn't.
Didn't.
You lost money.
In hindsight, I'm like, why didn't I just put 10 on like the first 3? You know, I'm guaranteed to at least make something.
Speaking of majors, you know Jordan Spieth, if he wins this week,
It's Grand Slam, right?
career Grand Slam. We could have 2 career Grand Slams in 1 year, which would be really cool.
That would be awesome.
I don't think he's going to do it, but
Scotty probably going to win that one.
I would love Scott. I think he's going to be on a freaking heater right now.
He's coming off the Grant video, so you know how that works out. The YouTube effect.
Well, he already won from after being on the Grant video.
Oh yeah, I guess that came out
He
2
won
weeks ago.
He was 13 over in whatever tournament that was.
Dang, bro. Imagine if Tiger was on YouTube back in the day. He would have won even more.
This is the conversation that we had in the car the other day, or on the phone while we were in the car. Do you think that brands getting into YouTube is going to hurt the creator place and like eventually just take over what a normal creator would be, and all the views will be going to Red Bull or the Philadelphia Eagles, the guys that are really getting into this YouTube space? Do you think that's really going to impact normal YouTubers, content creators?
Yeah, because it just depends on if the brands get smart. You know, historically they're good at making ads, but they're not great at making content.
Yeah.
Some do, like you said. Red Bull has been doing that for forever.
I think we're going to hit a wave of people our age that are going to take those higher positions of marketing and or directive of creative or content that grew up with YouTube, and the baby boomers are going to be phased out.
Yeah.
Where these old heads don't believe in YouTube, like Target's YouTube.
Yeah.
And there's going to be people like us with the same creative background that are taking those higher positions that'll be like, no, we got to put big money into YouTube.
Dude, it's so true. I mean, we've kind of already seen that start happening with TikTok and stuff, you know, whereas I think the one podcast you're referencing, they referenced the Eagles.
Yeah, Philadelphia
TikTok,
Eagles.
and they're doing like the trendy stuff that's
YouTube,
like, and they're doing YouTube too.
That's what Patty was hired to do, their YouTube.
Oh. Yeah, see that's tough because it's like if you hire if they hire the right people to do it, then they're gonna crush and they're gonna push every creator like out of the business.
I mean, you're not gonna watch a football creator when you get to watch behind the scenes of Jalen Hurts and the Eagles winning the Super Bowl. Like
totally.
So I think it is 2 different styles of content, because you probably have someone that's really into like a diehard Philadelphia Eagles fans that are watching that. Then you're someone that's watching the football style of Jesser or Dude Perfect. That's more the kiddish style of challenges and stuff. So it is the best of both worlds, but I don't know if the target audience will switch, or the word I'm looking for is the piece of the pie that they have. What is that called? When someone like the percentage of that one market share, yeah.
Boom.
Because they're gonna it's gonna shrink. The creator side will shrink and the brand side will grow.
I mean, at the end of the day, whoever's the most creative wins. You know, well, whoever is the most entertaining wins. Yeah. But this is what I will say though, like the ability to connect with an actual person, I think changes a lot. Was that spilling?
No, it was just really loud. It was sprinkling.
The ability to connect with an actual real person, I think, is why a lot of people do love YouTubers.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Casey Neistat, like people connect with him. Ryan Trahan, people really connect with him. He's got really creative and entertaining content, but like the stuff he's doing isn't crazy. Some of the stuff is big budget stuff, but some of it's just like very low funding, but it's creative. So it's like the thing that corporations will have a leg up on is stupid amounts of money to throw at something. But unless they get really creative at developing actual characters for people to latch onto, then
But do you think like Target brings in someone like Ryan Trahan to start running their content for them?
And they're smart. They probably do.
I mean, I think that's the best way to do it. You have the Alex Earl that's connected to some brand that'll start posting on behalf of. It's more UGC stuff, but it'll be posted by them, and they're the face of. I mean, if you signed if you signed Ryan Trahan to a 5-year deal to be the face of Target, because he sells his candy in Target.
Mm-hmm. That's where it gets tough. Then it's like, so part of that deal probably for them that would be, but you can't post on your own channel.
I mean, they would make it where you could do both, 100%, just like Jimmy does with Amazon.
Yeah.
This is kind of a side topic, but these YouTubers that make items to buy, whether it's Alex Cooper with the Unwell drink or Ryan Trahan with the candy and Jimmy with Feastables. What would your food item be?
Food item?
It could be a drink or a candy or a snack. It would be like protein powder or something of that nature. Protein bar.
Yeah, I mean, it's like if I was making something that I know I would use, it would be some form of healthy protein option.
But you want something that's going to sell and that kids are going to want to eat it.
Right. I mean, it's like I think I would just hope I could find a way to make something like that really tasty. I don't know. It would either have to be really healthy or like it's the type of product where like it's not healthy going into it, like a gummy type thing. But I would want it to be some sort of market,
that someone's not in.
Yeah, like something that's gonna disrupt
like
a
deli
little
meat.
bit. Deli meat.
Yeah,
good idea. It's an idea. Slice up ham.
What do you think the next area will be? Jimmy's in chocolate, Ryan's in candy, Prime, and then they also have Lunchly. That's like the lunchable stuff. What do you think the next area will be? I mean, how does someone not done an energy drink with it being so crazy?
Well, Prime.
Well, like I guess they technically started as
an energy drink, right? And then they got into hydration.
I thought it was the hydration and energy.
I think it was. I might be totally wrong. You would probably remember better than me, but I think they started as energy drink, and they had a little bit of backlash of so many kids drinking it, and then the hydration came along. But it is interesting. I never see any promotion for the energy drink, only the hydration.
So the inaugural product was Prime Hydration, Tropical Punch, Lemon Lime, Grape, Orange, and Blue Raspberry.
Huh. But they don't really even push the energy drink.
I mean, it's probably to get backlash from it, I would assume.
So why even sell it? Surely it's not that much of a market for them.
I mean, I think they kill it.
Yeah. Is that $1 billion company yet?
2022 they did $250 million, and in 2023 they did 1.2 billion. The fastest food or drink brand according to consumer data from Nelson IQ.
Wow. So golf, you think there should be a shot clock in golf?
Yeah, I think there needs to be something, or you get fined for the pace of play, or you lose strokes. There's got to be some type of thing to speed up the pace of play. And this is what made no sense to me. I don't know if whoever said it was Scotty, or they said, why don't we all use rangefinders? He goes, how is rangefinders going to speed up the pace of play? I'm like, how would it not? You got caddies stepping it off in the fairways, just zap the flag.
Yeah, is that what caddies are doing? There's literally, like, if it's a 40-yard shot, they're walking it off?
Yeah, they walk off everything. Or, like, it's the middle of the marker. So you have 250-yard marker or the 150-yard marker, and you're 20 behind it. So you're stepping it off and adjusting it to slope.
Yeah.
And I'm like...
I mean, it's for sure saving at least 20 seconds here and there, which goes a long way.
That, and you want to watch the best golf possible. Let's get the best yardage possible with slope.
Yeah.
The golfers would be more accurate. I didn't understand that. I'm pretty sure it was Scotty. I was like, that's a very interesting take.
Yeah, no, it definitely would speed it up.
Yeah.
At least a little bit, But I understand someone saying they don't want stuff like that in it just because there's so much. Like, I think for some people, the game of golf is very methodical, maybe even like, I don't know, therapeutic to like have all those things in your yardage book and know like, okay, this tree is this yardage mark. It's like part of that strategy is part of the game. But at some point, when everybody is doing the same thing strategy-wise, everyone's going in the practice round and marking stuff off, knowing the distances, like no one's really getting that much of an advantage over anyone else. So it's like you might as well have rangefinders. But I like the idea of do you think there should be golf carts in tournaments? I
think so. I think why not? I guess the TV wouldn't like it because the broadcast would be shorter.
Yeah.
But
that's a good point.
I don't know. But I think it would, the pace of everything would be done faster.
Yeah. if this is different for you because you're back, but like I enjoy a nice course, like walking. Well, they're not carrying their own bag.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But if someone else is carrying your bag, like it's kind of fun. It feels like
No, I
you're
mean,
in the 1940s a
I
little
get
bit.
that part, but there's so many golfers playing in a tournament. Like casual golf, I don't care. But if you're playing in a golf tournament, there's 60 golfers playing. Imagine playing in the Grant thing we played in, and you can only walk.
I guess it's weird though. Then they would you have to either require everyone to walk or require everyone to drive.
Yeah, it's either one or the other.
And I think probably for a lot of golfers, the idea of walking is a big part of their game. Like knowing I've got, 100 steps between me and this next shot that I just hit. Like I need that to cool off.
All the golf carts would probably block spectators' views and stuff, but you'd get to see. I see both sides, but if you did have carts, you'd get to see more shots on TV.
Yeah.
And not just them doing commercial breaks because they're walking. But I think they are trying to subsidize that with interviewing players while they're walking.
Yeah.
Which I still don't know if I like that or not, because they are focused in the middle of the shot and they're asking them stupid questions.
Yeah, that is interesting.
They're trying to make it more entertaining for the average golfer consumer, but it draws a fine line of should we put them in carts or just let them walk.
You think NBA players, when they're mic'd up like that, kind of something you talking about them walking and interviewing made me think of it. You think when they're mic'd up like that, they're like, you think it affects their play? Because you got to be conscious. Oh, I know before this game they threw a mic on me.
I think they get in the heat of the moment and they don't really care about what they're saying. Because they can bleep or cut anything that they need to.
Totally. I wonder how many times they put it on players and they're like, we can't use any of this. Probably often.
It happens a lot.
That's what's funny is sometimes when they'll show, oh, so and so is mic'd up for the game, and the only thing they show is AR being like, oh yeah,
nice,
and then clapping, and like that's because everything else had expletives in it.
Exactly, they can't use it. It's so funny.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, that's very true. Carts. Yeah, the other one I wanted to talk about. So the shot clock. How long of a shot clock do you think it should be?
I have no idea, but you have some people that are taking 2.5, 3.5, 4 minutes over the ball.
Like, why do you need that?
No, and you see Aberg gets up there, doesn't even do a practice swing, just gets up there and swings, and he's playing. But when he plays by himself, I bet he plays an 18-hole round in 3 hours.
Totally. When I slow down, I play worse. Like when we're on camera, because I'm like talking through every shot versus if I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna try and hit a cut, get up there and hit it, and it's like I'm pretty bad either way, but it definitely gets worse when I'm having to talk through every shot.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think a shot clock is a good idea. I wonder what's like the average amount of time it takes a player. I wonder.
I don't know. I think a minute and a half, 2 minutes, but I don't think you can go anything over 2.5 minutes.
The NFL, both teams getting a possession in overtime.
It makes no sense. It can't be based off a freaking coin flip.
It's just a coin flip. Yeah.
It's just luck of the draw. Someone's defense is going to be better than the others.
And they try to come in and say, oh, well, the field goal one is unfair. So if they kick a field goal, you get a chance. But it's like, how's that really any different?
Or they just play a 5-minute quarter and just that's just part of that extra quarter.
Yeah.
It's a half the time.
Yeah. It's like where in leagues where it's sudden death, like in some soccer leagues and then the NHL, that makes sense because everyone's going to pass the puck back and forth. But in a sport like football, even basketball, it's like having a couple minutes makes sense. But like NFL, if you're going to do the possession thing, why would both sides not get
imagine in the NBA, it's Game 7 of the World Series, or the World Series, of the NBA Finals, and the Lakers win the toss and they get the possession, and if they score, they win.
Yeah, it'd be ridiculous.
That's not fair.
Someone could just throw a hook shot from half court and it goes
in. They get a foul and they go like,
yeah,
that doesn't make any sense. Let the other team hit the ball and try to score.
Yeah, it's crazy when football is such a battle. It's crazy for a whole battle to get decided on something like that.
Especially when say like Patrick Mahomes doesn't get the ball first. So you're not going to watch the best quarterback in the world not have a chance to win?
Not even a chance. Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
That's stupid.
Insane. Yeah, I think that's ridiculous. And it's like they tried to adjust it with the field goal thing, but it's like, dude, come on, guys. Like, y'all half-ass that for sure.
What are your thoughts on the MLB going to a robotic strike zone?
Are they officially doing that?
They tried it during the spring training.
So what's the ump doing?
So they can call balls and strikes, but then they can, review it, and it'll show if they missed the call or not. They did it in spring training, and it's a perfect system because, you can't miss.
With some of these umps, dude, it's like.
It was the Braves game. No, it was the Pirates game. It might have been the Braves and Pirates. The dude missed 23 balls and strikes calls in one game.
Dude, that's
23.
Crazy. That's crazy. That's like Angel Hernandez numbers.
I didn't know where you're going with that.
Yeah. Well,
And if
Angel
you're gonna say-
Hernandez,
I thought you were going to say Angel Reese for something. So
no, that would be much more missed shots than that.
did you hear about this? Here's my hypothetical take that I don't know if it's true or not. So Luka
Okay.
gets traded to the
Okay.
Lakers.
Yep.
You know, behind closed doors, like, yeah, trade Luka to the Lakers. We'll give you the first round pick, the number 1 pick.
They had, what, a 1.8% chance to get the first
They were
round
going to
pick?
be 12 overall. They get into 10, and then they got the lottery pick.
Yeah.
Behind closed doors, I am 100% certain that they said, yeah, you'll get the number 1 pick.
Dude, I mean, crazier things have for sure happened. That's like one of those things where it's like, well, I was going to say, do I think it happened? Maybe not, but I honestly think that's probably what happened.
So now you got Kyrie, Cooper Flag, and AD on the team.
Yeah.
Stacked.
Solid team. Better than
I'm
the
pumped
Lakers
for it.
now.
Also, Cooper Flag's grown 1 inch since college. Yeah, he's an inch taller than measure at the combine.
Oh, because he was 17.
Yeah, he's 16, 17 years old.
Bro,
So
that's
he's-
crazy.
Yeah.
That's like AD growing his senior year, like 7 inches or
Mhm.
whatever it was. Like, dude, that's nuts. I'm still waiting on my growth spurt. You saw me post that on my Instagram story the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, turning 30 and still not 6 feet tall.
I don't think it's going to work that way. I hate to break it to you.
Have I talked about this on here? My the guy that's renting our basement from us, he's going to Turkey, get his legs broken and extended so he can be taller.
He's not that short, though.
He's 5'4", 5'5". He's pretty short.
I remember
But this
him
is
being
what's
that
crazy.
short.
He's going through it's a year-long thing.
To go
Like,
from
you break your
5'4"
legs
to 5'6".
to go to 5'9". I'm like, dude, imagine breaking your legs to get taller and you're still not 6 feet tall.
Is he actually doing it?
He already put a deposit down, like 10 grand. He could just never go after that, but it's like,
That's crazy.
it's insane, dude. If you were 5'5", would you consider it if you had the money?
No.
Me neither, dude. That's just the hand you're dealt. Just make it happen in other ways.
Yeah, that's just not worth it.
Just go Napoleon Complex. Go make $1 billion, and
Or just marry a WNBA player and she'll be 6'2". It's fine.
it doesn't even matter.
Climb the ladder.
Yeah, dude. Sure, Angel Reese is looking for somebody.
I don't know who that is.
I was gonna say it's that girl for the team she's on, but I don't know the name of her team. So, thanks for hanging out at the club today. It's been fun as
That's
always.
been fun. We'll catch you next time. Connor's about to go on a 2-week vacation, and we won't hear from him for a while. So
Oh, we didn't do a cool or not cool. Should we do that?
no,
It'd be all right. Cool or not cool? These hats. Which hat do y'all think is the coolest? You have yours?
no, it's
I'll
okay.
probably
We
win
did that.
today, then.
We did that on the last one.
That's true.
It's okay. Y'all didn't deserve anything. Y'all are bad listeners. Y'all didn't watch our last one very much, so you're not getting rewarded today.
Except for the ones that are here. All right. Well, it's been real. We'll catch y'all later.
See y'all.